Hi, welcome to News 6. This week's show is being presented by the 6th graders from Jefferson Elementary School in Port Clinton, Ohio. Our teachers are Mr. Tom Vance and Mrs. Marla Sherman. Our first story this week is about the latest addition to our school. Tim Stoddard will explain.
Thanks, Anita. All kinds of equipment are used in the classrooms today to assist teachers and students. TVs, movie projectors, and tape recorders are just some of the examples. At our school, the Parents Club recently purchased a Radio Shack TRS-80 computer for the students to use. In January, 26 students from the 5th and 6th grades went to the Radio Shack store in Toledo to pick up the computer and learn how to program it. Mr. Vance instructs us in the use of the computer and has made several programs to help us learn math. Danny Lukács is in kindergarten. The kids in his class have learned to use a computer for counting and number exercises. 5th and 6th graders use the computer to help with fractions and least common denominators. There are also clubs of 3 6th graders and 2 5th graders. The meetings are held once a week in Mr. Vance's classroom. They are learning more about programming computers and have developed a game. Mr. Vance has also programmed the computer to pick orders of the words for our spelling tests.
Thanks, Tim. News 6 went to see some of our local history and came back with some national history, too. Here with that story is Gary Druyer.
Thanks, Anita. The Port Clinton area has a rich history dating back to the 1800s. During the War of 1812, an important battle took place near here. News 6 reporters Jackie Holman and Randy Valcourt went out to investigate.
News 6 visited the Ottaconi Historical Museum in Port Clinton. Jackie Holman talked with Mrs. Denny, the curator. Let's go inside.
Mrs. Denny, could you tell us something about the museum?
Yes, this is the Ottaconi Historical Museum, and we have a collection of early pioneer utensils and things.
When was the museum started?
The museum was started in February of 1932. It was the idea of the councilman Emil Hostrup, and the council and the city have paid the bills for this since then.
Where did some of the exhibits come from?
They came from the early families that lived here, and as the museum grew, where they realized that the things that helped settle Port Clinton that needed to be in a museum.
We understand you have some artifacts from the War of 1812. Could you tell us something about them?
Yes, we have a big timber here from the Niagara. That was one of Commodore Perry's ships when he won the Battle of Lake Erie in 1813. After that, this territory was open for settling.
Could you tell us about the Battle of Lake Erie?
On the morning of September the 10th, 1813, the lookouts saw the British ships coming down the lake, and Commodore Perry's fleet prepared to go out and meet them. They met near West Sister Island, and the battle ensued. The Lawrence was Commodore Perry's flagship, and it fought the Queen Charlotte and the Detroit and the Hunter till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. By then it was a total wreck. Commodore Perry got out into a rowboat and had the men row him to the Niagara that hadn't been in the battle yet. And with the fresh ship he pursued the British. He sailed between the Detroit and the Queen Charlotte with all the guns blazing as fast as the men could fire them. The Queen Charlotte followed the Detroit, and they couldn't get the 2 ships loose, and they had to surrender.
Thank you, Mrs. Denny. This is Jackie Holman reporting for News 6.
Our next story is about a unique home in Port Clinton. We even found out it had a ghost. Lisa King has that story.
Thanks, Anita. Judy Shoemaker and Elizabeth Snitchler visited the Reimheimer home, which is far from average. Many people pass the house and admire it, but few have been inside. Mrs. Reimheimer showed us around. Construction of the 10-room house began in 1885 and was completed in 1888. The walls of the 96-year-old home are 16 inches thick. The old house has 6 fireplaces and 10 rooms with 12-foot ceilings on 3 floors, plus a basement. The front parlor has a large stained glass window. Colors pour in during the day. There is also stained glass on the landing between the first and second floor. All of the woodwork has little designs carved into it. The outside of the house also has designs. It is rumored that Mr. Roars, who had the house built, used the tower as a lookout post. About the ghost, Mrs. Reimer told us that when they first moved into the house about 9 years ago, they got up several mornings and went downstairs. When they walked through the door into the kitchen, they were overwhelmed by the strong aroma of freshly brewed coffee. But nobody in the family had gotten up to make coffee, and you could only smell it in the kitchen. Mrs. Reimheimer says that it smelled so good that she wished the ghost had shared some with them. She said that the ghost must have left when it realized that they would take good care of the house.
Thanks, Lisa. Our final story this week is about Island Airlines, a locally based company that flies to the Lake Erie Islands. Here with that story is George Lee.
Thanks, Anita. Island Airlines claims to be the shortest airline in the world. News 6 reporter Ben Roberts went to the airport to talk to Judy Allen, an employee of the airline.
Judy, when did Island Airlines get started?
Back in about the early 1920s, a man by the name of Milt Hirschberger first began the airport here and flew with a small biplane over to the islands to transport passengers and freight.
Where do the airplanes fly?
We fly to the Lake Erie Islands. There's 3 Bass Islands, North, Middle, and South Bass, which is Put-in Bay, Kelly's Island, and then we run charters to Rattlesnake Island, and we also run charters to Cleveland, Toledo, Detroit, wherever people want to charter to in the area.
Who flies the airlines the most?
During the winter, we have the people from Put-in Bay, South Bass, Middle Bass, and North Bass, and we transport them back and forth through the winter and all their produce and the mail and everything like that. So during the winter, they would be probably the ones that would use it the most, along with the ice fishermen, because we fly a lot of ice fishermen over in the winter. In the summertime, it's mostly tourists, people that want to come out and take a short ride over to the islands. It's a nice short airline, so we have probably a 12-minute ride for anybody who wants to fly over. It makes a beautiful ride to fly over all the islands.
How many planes do you own?
Well, this one right here is a de Havilland Otter. We also fly de Havilland Beaver and 4 Cessnas. And we also have the Ford Tri-Motor, which will be coming back soon. And the Ford will be flying the sightseeing tours over the islands this summer. And we'll be here for our air show on June 20th. We're going to have a big air show here.
Thank you, Mrs. Allen. This is Ben Roberts for News 6.
Thanks, George. That's all for this week. Be sure to watch News 6 next week when the stories will be reported by the 6th graders of St. Patrick's School in Bryan, Ohio. Have a good week.